Hello friends, and welcome back to another video. We are continuing this backyard transformation. If this is your first time stopping by, welcome. On this channel, I do all things from decorating, cleaning, crafting, DIYs, small home renovations, and now newly that just been added, some gardening. If this interests you, I hope you're thinking about joining the family. So please subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and make sure that you share and give this video a thumbs up. If you're returning, thank you for returning and continue supporting me. It is not going unnoticed, and I greatly appreciate you. So, excuse me, now let's get back into this video. As you can see, I am just picking up from where I left off. In the very last video, I ended this video by adding the pavers, as you can see, to the additional porch area. And I asked for the friends to let me know and vote, should I do a little table kitchen area beside this grill here with the grill, or should I do a bar? I was leaning towards the bar, I must say. However, it was only me and one other person said bar. Everyone else from the TikTok, as well as YouTube, stated to do the little small kitchen area here. And it'll fit perfect. So I am still thinking about doing a bar. The bar just won't be here in this space, which is fine. And I can always add additional space of doing the bar in another area in the yard. So my husband and I, we went and got the center blocks. What I am doing now is I am just going to set up the center blocks just to give me a visual of what it will look like and how I will want it. Let it sit there for a couple of days. I can look at it, see if I want to make any changes. And then later I can come back. I can paint them. I did not paint them in this video. So let me just say this, but I can paint it and I can rearrange it before I glue it all down with liquid nails. Also, in this video, I am not going to do a whole lot of voiceover. I'm going to sit back and let you enjoy the video, because I already have clips of where I will come in and explain what is going on and what is taking place. So again, thank you, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Oh, I'm not sure if I stated already, but in this video, you will see this project that I am working on. In this particular video, I have did this over a course of several days. I'm thinking maybe 5 to 6 days. So you will see the change of clothes. Just know that is because it was several days. Hello friends, welcome back to another video. So as you've seen in some of the previous clips where I came in and I just basically set up these center blocks. So what I was doing was I was actually trying to see what it will look like just sitting here. Eventually I'm going to get a cover that will actually cover all of this. And so what I wanted to do is just have a top that's going to go across here, as well as I'll have a shelf that's going to go across the center part. And so I want that. The bricks will be painted. You'll see me start out painting those as well. But I just wanted to get a visual of what I possibly want to do with that space there. We have had large grills that, smoked the meat and did all that stuff. I don't need all of that for me to do it. We had those. It was a waste. Um, Basically, they were there and I covered them. And then after a while, there was times that I didn't cover it up, back up. And so it rained and it rust. And we don't went through like 3 grills. I'm not doing that anymore. Okay. This small one is fine. And of course, as you can see, is my favorite color. So I feel that I do a better job of upkeeping it. So yeah. And you never know what the future may hold. It may be a bigger and better grill later on. But anyway, so I did pressure wash the this porch area the other day. And so you've seen that. Of course, it was getting dark as is trying to soon get there now. No, baby. It's starting to, I'm losing a little daylight now, but I still have like additional about a good 30-40 minutes. That I'm going to go ahead and get the table, this patio table cleaned off. And you're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this. Okay, friends. I just realized I never hit the record the whole time. I cleaned this table over here along with cleaned and scrubbed these chairs, and I never hit the record button until I went to go and stop from recording and realized I never hit the record. Okay, I'm sick to my stomach. Okay, as I stated while I was cleaning these chairs are new, but I have had them for 2 years and they never been used. I just took the plastic off the legs and I just tore the tags off of these. However, the cover that I had on them that was covering them when they were stacked, they had been out here outside for the past 2 years, and due to the weather conditions, it started just getting rips and towards the material, you know. I can't even think of the word right now because I'm just so distraught. Okay. I cleaned those off. I just use the Dawn spray and the hose. And then I clean this table. I cleaned it over here, but I just moved it over to the walking path to remove the dirt from the very bottom of the legs. And then I took the glass, which I have it sitting on the DIY patio area. So then I can come out in the morning and I'll spray paint this, put it where it needs to go. Now, as I stated, but I thought I was recording, this here is a DIY that I did. It's a flower pot and it has cement in it, but it's an umbrella that goes in there. So that way, when I come out here and I do actually grill, depending on the time of the day, I can sit it here and it can take the sun off my back, because remember, the sun rises in my backyard. The cedar blocks are going to be painted. I just went ahead and stacked those the other day. The only thing that I'm trying to decide now, which I'm shooting myself in the foot, I'm going to lower you down to see, is that do I want to move the pavers over and put down my little wood things? I'll just discuss that all over in the morning when I have more daylight, because I can't believe I just did all that work and never hit record. I never hit record. Okay, so as you can see, it is now another new day. And so what I am doing now is I have trying this home solution of this weed killer from a friend of mine's on YouTube, Daphne Outdoor Living. She gave this solution to try with distilled vinegar and dish soap, as well as with salt. And if you take the salt and, put it all in the bottle, you'll shake it up. And then you can just spray it on the weeds. She did state to do it when the sun was out, and that is exactly what I did. And so I came out and I sprayed this. This was that morning. The sun rises in my backyard, so the sun was out and bright as well as warm. We are still currently in the 90s. And so after I finished spray painting the first coat onto the deck tiles as well as this table, I then came back and I pulled the weeds up and scraped what was remaining there with the shovel. I also want to go ahead and inform you that after I sprayed this first layer, I did do a second coat. And I did the second coat. I came back outside on my lunch break and sprayed the second coat on the table and the deck towels. As you can see, I am checking the camera, and I'm checking it because of me being just still shocked that I thought I hit the record on last night video and realized when I went to go stop recording that I did not hit the record to start. So that's just me checking. So it is another day. You can see that I am out blowing off the DIY patio paver that I did. You can also, of course, you notice that I removed the two back barrels with the poles in those to the main back porch. And I just did that just for the time being. So I just wanted to put my mums in there and see how it looked. So that's why I left it there. If you remember in that video, I also leave the playlist in the end of the video. What I am doing is going to add additional row to the back so that it can stand it out, because I do have a shade that can go over it, but it needs to be wider, and I just have to get additional towels for it. You see that I am installing now the water hose holder. That is what was in my previous video. I'll leave that in the iCards, and that was from Temu. I got from there. I have those two center blocks there. They're going to go in the patio area with the other two. I'm going to be making a small table that is going to go there so I can hold my little DIY fire pit that I had did also. Everyone already know not to disregard the fence. That fence does not belong to us. That is my neighbor's fence. However, my husband is getting a quote done so that way we can try to get a fence up to taking care of that opening, so that way we won't have to visually see that. So as you can see, I have decided to move the pavers. I'm going to move them down and just extend the porch there in that area where the table will be. And I am going to use my deck towels right in front of the space that I am creating for the grill and the table space. And so you just see that I am just digging up the grass to be able to extend that out. And so that is what I'm doing. So let me just first say I did do a little research in regarding of using tarp when putting down for pavers. Tarp is okay to use, and you can just do your own research. I did my research, and the tarp, I can use it as long as I'm not putting the tarp up against the house. And so I just used the tarp here, as well as you've seen I used it in other areas before when I did in the DIY paver, because it is not up against the house. And so that's why I used the tarp. What I did notice with the tarp though, when I have used the little like U-shaped stakes and I put them down, and if I pull the stake up and then put it in another location, the hole that I created where the original stake was placed, weeds did grow up in that space. So I didn't do it on camera. I did it off camera. I did spray it with some of the home solution of that weed killer. And so I'm going to see about that. Now, in front of the deck towels, you do see that there's remaining tarp there. The tarp is not going to be there in the places of when I'm going to be doing the planting. So I just left it there to continue to smother the remaining of the little grass that was left there. So that way, when I do decide, and I'll explain that at the end of the video, I will remove the tarp then and put down my landscape weed fabric that I'm going to do there, or I may do the cardboard. One of the two. I have both. So it just depends on which I will use. But just know tarp should not be used up against your home. So I wouldn't do that. So as you can see, I am now have already put down the deck towels. I have put down the paver gravel, and now I am putting down the pavers. I took out my tempered and didn't even use the temper. But what I did is I did level out the gravel. So what I did was I made sure that when I put the gravel down, the paver was level with the original porch. And then I just stood, flat on the paver, made sure that it didn't wobble. And when I see that it didn't wobble, there was no gaps or spaces in between them, and they all, just continue to flow across. That was just level enough for me just looking at it. So that's what I did. Sorry, I am out of view of the camera, but as I was getting ready to move the chairs, I just noticed that I had seen some ants over there, and so I was just spraying some home defense there on the ants to kill those off. Also, I know that you noticed this particular day I'm out for an extended period of time, and I was out for like 3.5 hours, as well as I had a little late start this morning, but that was due to the contractors coming over for my husband had them to go ahead and install those 4 light fixtures as well as the ceiling fan that I showed in my previous video in a shopping haul that I had. And so it was a little late start because of that. But I did take several breaks this particular morning that I was out because it was early. This was actually a weekend. I think it was a Saturday. I was out, and so what I did was up under the DIY patio. The tree is always covering that, so it's always covered with shade. It is real nice and cool and pleasant up under there. Even on a hot sunny day, it is nice and pleasant under there. And usually I'll just take out my fan, not my neck fan. I have a little portable fan, but we also have a utility fan. But I just take out the fan and just sit over there, and it's a nice breeze, and it is very relaxing sitting out there. So now what you see that I'm doing, I am now just bringing over the table. I had completely painted it, did 2 coats the day prior. And then I'm going to just put the chairs over there. And then I'm also going to put the glass back inserted into the table. This table actually, let me tell you where I got this table from. And this table patio set is extremely old. We've been in this home this August this year, made 20 years. And probably about 15 years ago, One particular Saturday morning, my aunt and I was out and about, and as we was out shopping, because that's what we normally do on Saturdays, I was taking her back home and noticed that this family was moving and relocating, and they was having a massive yard sales. Okay, and I'm not the type to normally even stop at a yard sale. Well, as we was passing by in this particular neighborhood, because you can just tell they had nice, wonderful things, and so I stopped there. They had this patio set with the chairs. These chairs does not belong to it. The chairs completely got ruined, but it had the chairs, and then it also had like an additional little table to it that they sold to me, and I got that for $50. So I have had that table, not the chairs, for at least 15 years. It is a very solid table, and that glass insert is extremely heavy. Also, I just want to go ahead and tell you that at the end of this particular morning, you will see me come in and explaining to you that I had already been out for like 3.5 to 4 hours. I need to get 3 more of the pavers. And so just want to just tell you that. So that way I'm just going to just do let the music play instead of me doing a talk through to that part. So just wanted to explain that. Thank you. Hey, friends. Okay, so it's another day. I didn't get a chance to get out here this morning. I woke up, my lower back. I was in I mean, my back was very painful. I was in pain majority of all day. So I didn't get a chance to get out here this morning, really hoping that I could. As you can see, I did get a chance to go and got hubby and I did get 3 more pavers, but when we went to go get it, I absolutely forgot that I needed another bag of the um, paver gravel. So, and hubby asked me what else I needed, but I couldn't think of it at the time. I was just in pain yesterday that I didn't even get a chance to think about it. However, I have like less than an hour, by good 45 minutes before it get dark. It used to get dark at 8, 7 o'clock. It is now dark out here. So I'm just not able to get up and move around. Like I said, I've been in pain, waiting to hear back from the doctor so I can go get an MRI done on my lower left back. I already had x-rays done. They couldn't find anything. But anyway, so let me explain to you first what I want to do right here. So I'm going to turn the camera around, show you what I actually want to do there. I know I'm not going to get a chance to do it there. I'm going to see, can I go ahead and just get some other things done at the moment, and we'll go from there. Okay, so you got to disregard, we had water splashing and everything here. So what I want to do is here, I want to put, I don't know if I want to put 2 plants here or put one in the center and do a little design with the gravel rocks. Okay, so I'm not going to do it in this video. If I do put 2 plants here, no, sweetie, if I do put 2 plants here, it will definitely be my Joseph coats that is in the front, because 2 of them that I showed you on the other side where it was weakened, they're not going to survive. So I did read that I need to relocate them now in the fall versus then. But anyway, if I put 2 here, it's going to be the Joseph coats. If I put one, I don't know what it'll be, but I want it to just be a little design right here. I'm leaning towards 2. Let me know what you think down in the description. Okay, so I do have the 3 more pavers that needs to go there. I'm just gonna cut that off and do something there. I don't know. I got to get another bag of that. So what I am going to do now is I'm going to try to put the umbrella in there really quick. I'm going to clean the table off and do that. The table will come out more once I add the pavers here. I just can't do it at the moment. I have a rug that I want to put here that I already have. I would rather use this rug for the time being before I purchase another rug for the next spring. So that's that, because we will be outside for the fall. And then here's the garden hose that I put together that I actually got from Temu. So you see it is up and put together. These are my elephant ears. I didn't get a chance to plant those. They do come back every year, but I definitely want to put them in the ground. They're going to be here in the backyard though. And what I'm thinking is when I take the storage from over there, it is going to go here. Remember, disregard that, okay? It's going to go here. I can then have some type of design of landscaping that's going to go from the fence here by the tree all the way down with a certain type of design, and have that all the gardens, and have a nice landscape there. Okay, so that's that. I did on yesterday, I did get a chance the contractors came out. I think I told you that in the previous clip, not sure, but I got all of the 4 light fixtures as well as the ceiling fan put up on yesterday. So that's why I had a late start. And they did also come out to look about putting up the fence. Hubby want to go ahead and try to get that done. So we waiting to hear back from them on giving us a quote. Oh, and guess what? I have the new gutter that is already put up in the front. That took place, I think, 2.5, 3 weeks ago. So the gutters is up. So that's a win. Hubby is knocking it out the park. Okay. I got to say that. Thank you, sweetie. I love you. All righty. Let's go ahead and get into this and see what we can get done. So as you can see, I am just putting in the landscaping edging now, the no dig, and I'm using the stakes. I showed you the long stakes as well as some short ones. The short ones actually came from Temu, and the long ones actually came with the original landscape edging, no dig. Okay, friends. So I didn't do much. However, I was able to just clean the table off. I did put the umbrella up. I have a cover that's going to go over that. I went on ahead and put down the landscape edging. Um, this is what it's going to look like. But once I decide whether the two plants going to go there, there, and there, or one is going to go here, I'm going to add more landscape, into and making a design, whether it's two or one plant that's going to go there. Either way, thank you so much, friend, for stopping by today's video. I greatly appreciate each and every last one of you. Until next video, remember to always be bold, be creative, but most important, be you. Next time, friends. Bye.